to my world. Today, another recent video game pickups video. It's been a while since I did the last one because I ended up getting a job over Christmas. So I had some games that I bought just before that and then some games that I bought while I had the job. So, let's get started, shall we? Excuse me. We'll go with some DS ones since I can't record footage for these. I can just get them out of the way. Basically, my short-term memory is atrocious. I mean, really unbelievably bad. One of the reasons that I haven't done so many big videos, really scripted and reviews and things like I want to do is that I can't remember the bloody scripts at all. So I got myself brain training, more brain training, and the Professor's Brain Trainer Memory for the DS, and I've been working through these to try and improve my short-term memory. And they're also actually pretty fun for the most part too, which is kind of crazy. Some PS3 games, again I can't record these, so show them first. TNA Impact, an atrocious wrestling game but needed for my collection, and I finally got it for under £1. It cost me 75p on the PS3 because I refused to pay a fucking pound or any more for it because it's terrible. But has to be my wrestling game collection. Another game for the PS3, Castlevania Lord of Shadows collection, including the DLC. I don't think I actually get the DLC with this, it was bought pre-owned, but it was exactly the same price as the one without the DLC, and I just sort of picked the first one up that I saw. I think the code's been used, but I'm not too bothered about that. I've never actually played a 3D Castlevania game as of yet. I know the ones on the N64 get shat on, but I've never played any of the newer ones, so it was cheap, I thought I'd pick it up and try it. Let's see, what should we go with next? Nintendo 64, trying to bulk up my N64 collection a bit. First with Rayman 2, The Great Escape. I was never really that into Rayman games until I got Rayman Legends on the Wii U. I've been checking out the older ones. The first one's okay for a 2D, platformer. I much prefer the new one, Legends, as a 2D platformer. In terms of 3D, I always hear good things about 2 and 3, so I picked up 2 on the N64, just because it was the cheapest version I could get at the time. Another game to add to my rareware collection for the N64, leaving me with only 3 left to get, I believe now, is Jet Force Gemini. A cool first-person style shooter game, but not in the same vein as GoldenEye and Perfect Dark that Rareware also did. Now that I own this, I just need Diddy Kong Racing, Killer Instinct Gold, and Mickey's Speedway USA, or whatever it's called. And then I'll have completed my N64 Rareware collection. And finally, a game from Sunsoft on the N64 is Chameleon Twist. A cool little 3D platformer where you'd think you were a chameleon because the game's called Chameleon Twist, but in actual fact you're just like a big bald head thing with a smaller ball for a body and arms and legs. And the main thing here is that you've got the long tongue that can use to, you can move it around and make it large and grow. And you can like suck up multiple enemies with it and then fire them back out, or you can use it to grab hold of poles and jump across gaps and things, and it seems pretty cool, especially for an early 3D platformer. Okay, PS2. So this film called Space Wars or Star Battle or something came out recently, and people were excited to see it, so I decided to pick up some of the games for it. I already own quite a few, but what's a few more? So I've got the Lego Star Wars. The first one here is based on the prequel trilogy. So not the best of storylines, but the Lego games are always really fun anyway. Lego Star Wars trilogy. The second, Lego Star Wars 2, sorry, it's based on the original trilogy, so the much better stories here. And then I also got Star Wars Bounty Hunter. And this game takes place, I believe, after episode 1 and long before episode 2, because there is quite a long gap in between those two films. And basically you play as Jango Fett, as a bounty hunter, and you're doing various missions and basically Count Dooku and the Emperor are watching on to see if you would be the perfect candidate for the Clone Troopers. So that's pretty cool, bridges the long gap between the movies. More Star Wars. It's going to be Xbox game, Star Wars Republic Commando. This was Xbox and PC exclusive. It's a cool shooter game, and you basically lead some clone troopers during the Clone Wars when they're still the good guys, and you get to be the leader, and you have a team of clone troopers with you that you can choose to attack and defend. They've all got different abilities for hacking or explosions and things, and it's a pretty fun game so far from what I've played of it. Well, look, another Star Wars game. It's time on the PSP, and it is LEGO Star Wars 3. And this one is based on the Clone Wars TV show, which I just recently watched last year. In fact, while I knew I was getting the job, I was told like on the Thursday morning that I'd got the job. Started on Monday, and it was night shift. So I decided to stay up all night that night to sort of get used to it and go to bed during the day. So when I was awake at night, sat on my PC, headphones in, and I went through the entire Clone Wars TV show, which is fantastic, by the way. Definitely a must watch for Star Wars fans. And the game is based on episodes from the first 2 series, I think. So you got all the characters here, and it's just more Lego goodness, because the Lego games are always so much fun. And finally, for the PSP, is EA Replay, a bunch of old EA games. So you get cool games, the Road Rash collection, although people aren't too fond of it because the music's changed. Doesn't bother me so much. You got a bunch of these Strike games. I'm a huge fan of Soviet Strike of the PS1. That was my first introduction to the series. Here you've got Desert Strike and Jungle Strike. I thought there was 3 on it, maybe there's just the 2. But anyway, they're fun games. You've got old classics like the Wing Commanders games, Syndicate, which I've never actually played, Mutant League Football, which is apparently one of the more fun American football games, even for non-American football fans. You've also got B.O.B. Bob, which is a like a 2D platform shooter game. A bunch of other games, including the main game that I bought this for, is Haunting, starring Poltergeist. Just a really fun horror comedy style game. I saw a bunch of people talking about it during Halloween. It's like, I really want to play that game, but I don't have a Mega Drive or a Genesis if you're in America. So this was the next best thing, and it's a great little collection of games. Okay, moving on now, we'll go to some Super Nintendo. Firstly, we have Battle Clash, and this one is for the Super Scope. There weren't many Super Scope games made, unfortunately. Battle Clash is one of them. I've yet to actually try it even. I only just got it a couple of days ago, so hoping to try this soon. Won't be able to record footage because it's going to be on my old big fat TV rather than the HD TV which I record from. But it does look pretty fun, and it's just using the scope to shoot shit, so always good. Next is Mario Paint. Bought this dirt cheap, it was like £1. Don't have a SNES mouse yet, but I figured I'll buy the game just now while it's really cheap, and then I'll get hold of a mouse at some other point in time. And lastly for the SNES, a game that I've been meaning to pick up for a while, ever since I got Lilac Wars for the N64. Lilac Wars, for people that don't know, is essentially Star Fox 64. It was just named differently in the UK. And on the Super Nintendo, Star Fox was called Starwing. I believe it was to do with some sort of legal thing with a company name in Germany or something. Who gives a fuck? But anyway, Starwing, it's Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. And it's really, really fun, despite basically looking like shit by today's standards. But graphics really aren't everything. It's a super fun game, and I'm glad I finally picked up the first one on the Super Nintendo. Let's see, what shall we look at next? We'll go with the Wii U games, some newer ones, some very newer ones. This game is only recently out, and it is Shovel Knight. It's only recently out, physical release anyway. I've been waiting for it to come out, you know, on the PC at first. I was like, yes, Shovel Knight looks awesome, I want that game. It didn't come out in Europe for some time. And by the time it came out in Europe, it's like, oh, we're putting this on consoles, including the Wii U. It's like, yes, this game is made for a Nintendo console. You know, I mean, its inspiration, mostly, is from old Nintendo games. It should be played on a Nintendo console. So, okay, I'll wait for the Wii U version to come out. Wii U version comes out, digital download, and then they announce a physical release. So, ended up with physical bloody release of it, and it's great to own physical release. You've got a digital soundtrack, there's a code inside, we can put in the code, redeem it, and download the soundtrack, which is great. And what I really enjoy most about this physical release copy is fucking instruction manual. It's beautiful, it's colourful, and got pictures and information, and I never realised just how much I missed instruction manuals in games. I've got 3 of the Wii U games here. No instruction manuals. The boxes are just so empty without them. Why did they stop these? I don't understand. It's not like the games have lowered in price because they're no longer printing instruction manuals or anything, is it? No, they're still the same price or even more fucking expensive. Please give us instruction manuals back. They were cool. They helped. You know, if you didn't know what to do in a game, you'd look in the fucking instruction manual, not go online and have to look it up. Anyway, Shovel Knight, great to own, physical release. It's an absolutely fantastic game. Definitely worth picking up. Next is Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush. Wouldn't have been my first choice for a Wii U game to buy off my want list, but it was cheap, so I decided to pick it up anyway, and it is a cool game. Firstly, it looks amazing. It's so colourful like Nintendo always is, and it's made of clay. Everything's clay. You know, people are going insane for Yoshi's Woolly World, with it being made of wool and yarn or whatever. This is made of clay, and it looks equally as fantastic. Gameplay wise, it's basically Kirby version of Ivy the Kiwi, which was released on the DS and Wii. Might have been on other consoles, I'm not entirely sure, but anyway. Basically, in this case with the Wii U gamepad, you will draw a line of clay basically for Kirby to go on. You can tap him and he'll speed up, you know, to run over enemies or crash through walls and things, and you know, use the lines to direct him where to go and to collect items and things like that. So it's very much like Ivy the Kiwi in that sense, but you've also got the enemies that you can kill and the attacks that you can do, so it adds a bit more variety to what that game did. It's really fun so far from what I've played. It's got the very, you know, kiddie storyline, something's essentially sucked the colour out of the world, and using your magic paintbrush you have to go through the levels and return colour back to the land. It's classic Nintendo. The stories are always kind of childish. The looks, while fantastic, again, kiddie looks, you know, wool, yarn, clay, but they still look fantastic and they play fantastic, which is what's most important. And finally, for the Wii U, game that should have been on my last recent video game pickups, but I forgot, is Bayonetta 1 and 2, the collection. Got it cheap, and I was looking at the time to buy a new Wii U game. I actually had some spare cash at the time, and I wanted to pick something up, and I decided on Bayonetta 1 and 2, the collection, just because I figured maybe in a year or two down the line, if I don't buy it now, it might be a lot harder to get the double pack, either because there weren't as many copies or because the prices go up, which tends to happen. So I picked it up and very, very happy with what I got, because Bayonetta games are super duper mega fun. Bayonetta 1, the first one, which is a remake. It was released on PS3 and Xbox 360. This one's remade for the Wii U, updated graphics and things, and there's also gamepad controls, which I haven't even touched because, you know, the controls with normal buttons and things is just fine. Story seems pretty cool as well. I've only played, well, I've played about an hour of it so far to record footage for this video. It's really cool. And then Bayonetta 2, I haven't actually put the disc in for this one yet, just because I've already played Bayonetta 2 with the demo. There's a free demo that you can get on the Wii U. And I played the demo and it was absolutely fantastic, and that's basically what made me want to buy the game in the first place. So once I've actually played through the first Bayonetta, then I'll put in the second Bayonetta game and play through that properly. But for now my focus is on the first one. But anyway, fantastic games and great to own in a nice big box double collection. And lastly, some good old PlayStation 1 games. Again, beefing up my PS1 collection. Start off now with some Dragon Ball themed games. We have Dragon Ball Final Bout. This is based on Dragon Ball GT mainly, with some Dragon Ball Z characters in. Now, this game came out over here in the UK long before we ever saw Dragon Ball GT, so a lot of these characters were like, who the fuck is Baby? Why is he a giant golden monkey? We didn't know that was some creature who'd taken over Vegeta's body. No, but that's what it was. It's a 2D it's a 2D fighting game mainly, but I think you got the 3D play and we can move around a bit, but honestly, it's awful. But it came in a double pack with another game that I did want to pick up, and mainly sort of for my Dragon Ball Z game collection, which I've started to amass. Dragon Ball Ultimate Battle 22. This has a ton of great characters, and again, this came out before we had some of the later sagas in Dragon Ball Z, so, you know, you've got Supreme Kai in this. What the fuck, Supreme Kai? Majin Buu, Kid Buu, Dabura, you know, what the fuck are these people? In fact, I don't even think we got into the Cell and Android sagas by then. But as far as the fighting game goes, it's a hell of a lot better than Final Bout. It's not the best, but it's still pretty good for the day. But what I really enjoy about this game is the instruction manual. And I've already brought up instruction manuals, but this one is classic because they get names wrong, and whether it's translation or if they're just idiots. So let me just quickly go through. We have Super Goku, which is Goku as a Super Saiyan. That's okay, call him Super Goku, fine with that. Gohan, that's right. Goten, that's cool. Trunk, they missed the S off of Trunks. Then we have the fusion of Goten and Trunks, or Trunk in this case, and of course, as we all know, it was Gotenks. Not here, it's Gotrunks. With an S on the end, they actually included the Trunks as S in the fusion, which is named wrong, but not in his actual name, single character. Super Trunks, that's future Trunks, Super Saiyan, Piccolo, that's fine. Krillin, they spelt it wrong, but it's still basically Krillin. One of my favourites is, instead of Tien Shinhan, Ten Chin Han. Ten Chin Han. Great. Saiyaman, Kaioshin, which I believe the Supreme Kai he used sort of a similar name or something when he entered the martial arts tournament to hide his real identity. That's okay. Vegeta, not called Super Vegeta though, even though he's Super Saiyan. Don't know why. Zarbon. Lickum. There's a character called Lickum. Wanna guess who it is? Raccoon. He's called Lickum. Captain Ginyu? Genius. Spelt wrong. Hilarious. Frieza, he's got the I in it, which I guess is kind of the English version of the spelling. C18. Android 18, or as it's supposed to be, Cyborg 18, I guess. So the C stands for that. C16, Cyborg 16, Android 16, whatever. No, Android 17, don't know why. We've got Cell though, yeah, perfect. Deborah, Majin Buu, where instead of BW, it's BOO. Super Bow, or Bow, it's BOU. They clearly couldn't decide there. Master Roshi is called Genius Turtle. Genius Turtle. Goku, that's just Kid Goku. Mega Goku, that's Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Gogeta, that's obviously Gogeta, the fusion of Goku and Vegeta. They actually got that name right. And Mr. Satan, or Hercule, who is known. So yeah, the most fun of that game, I think, is definitely from the instruction manual and Tenchin Han. Next up, some skateboarding games. I recently got into some skateboarding games again with Tony Hawk series, so I picked up some more for the PS1 because I'm looking for a particular one. I don't remember the name of it, I just have like, you know, memories of it in my head, which, based on any YouTube clips I've seen of other games for the PS1, none of it seems to match up to my memories, so either I'm insane or this game exists and nobody knows about it. So I picked up some games anyway to see if it was that one. It's not. Street Skater 1 and 2. Holy fuck. I don't know how they came up with the control system for these games, but whoever did is mentally challenged, because the control system is god fucking awful. And instead of just having a nice course to explore, you know, like in Tony Hawk's games, the whole Street Skater part is you're literally just going down like a course, and you've got a time limit, and if you want to do tricks you have to like stop and do some tricks and then continue on, and they're both just awful games. My last video I picked up Cool Borders 3 because it was cheap and I enjoyed the Cool Borders series, but the one I really wanted was Cool Borders 2! Finally picked it up. It's definitely a cool game. You get it? Cool Borders. Cool game. Snowboarding. It's cold. Fuck off. Fun game, although I don't remember it being so bloody difficult to control. It's definitely better than Street Skater in terms of controls, but I'm not very good at them yet. I'll have to play some more. Again, in my last video I picked up Time Crisis 2 on the PS2, as well as a gun which can be set to PS1 or PS2 games. So I picked up the first Time Crisis, and Time Crisis, you shoot shit. It's super mega duper awesome fun. And finally, the last game in total here. This game is essentially Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but with BMXers, and it's Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. It's literally Tony Hawk's Pro Skater but on a BMX, and it's really good. My brother at the time, he was into skateboarding and BMXing, so we obviously always picked up the games. So I played this one a lot when I was a kid as well, and it's just a great game. And that is everything. Quite a few games that have been amassed over a 3-month period. Those will be all I'll be buying for a little while now, because I no longer have a job. I'm back on the dole, and the new system with the dole means I don't get any money for 5 weeks. Yay! So I've just got to sort of sit tight and not spend a penny for 5 weeks until I get my money through, and then I can pay my parents' rent that I owe them for the 5 weeks, and whatever's left sort of just try and save up anyway, and hopefully try and get a new job at some point in time. Anyway, I'm bigcal, thanks for watching, I'll see you again next time.